Now, I've been learning the accordion recently and even posted a few videos, but as I'm playing a bit more these days, there's one fly in the soup, and that is that the accordion is bloody loud. It's actually a reed instrument, kind of like a giant harmonica, but instead of blowing into it, you squeeze air into it with the bellows, and yeah, it kind of makes a racket. And if you're practicing for half an hour a day or so, it kind of annoys anyone who lives with you or who lives within about 3 miles of you. Now, electronic accordions exist, but they're sodding expensive, and I thought maybe I could make one myself. So I went on Facebook Marketplace and I found a fairly knackered accordion. And I thought I could combine it with kind of some bits I had lying around, plus a few extra bits I bought. Now I've actually got some wires and bits here, and over here I've got a Raspberry Pi which my brother kindly gave to me a couple of years ago for Christmas, actually. I've been working out how to wire up switches to this. It's been years since I did any of this kind of stuff. Now, the layout of the accordion bass side is actually relatively straightforward. There are 120 bass buttons, but not quite a few of them are duplicates of each other. For example, if I hold down B flat here, you can see that 3 other buttons go down with it, and they're all just B flat. They're all the same button, actually. Now you have 12 bass buttons, 12 unique bass buttons, obviously 12 notes in the chromatic scale. You have 12 major chords, 12 minor chords, 12 sevenths and 12 diminished chords, which makes for a total of 60 switches on the bass side, and on the treble side you've got 41 keys. So here what I'm going to do is replace these with electronic switches, replace these also with electronic switches. I need some sort of wiring probably that goes through the bellows to connect the electronics on the bass side to the electronics in the treble side. I'm also going to need some sort of pressure or airflow sensor in the bellows, because that's the means of expression for actually controlling the volume of the accordion. What I'm going to do is wire it up to the switches, and there are going to be 120 actual switches, but only 60 unique connections. I'm going to wire them up using a switch matrix. I was just sort of testing it out here. On both sides, actually. I'm going to cover some of these in a separate video, actually. Yeah, the Raspberry Pi is an amazing machine, actually. I think what I'll do eventually is probably switch to some more sort of dedicated embedded hardware. But if I can get the boot up of the Raspberry Pi to less than around 5 seconds, then it might actually be enough. Now, the accordion actually, you require quite a lot of polyphony with the accordion. It's possible to play quite many notes. It's possible to play many notes simultaneously. Typically on the treble side, each key actually will play 2 or 3 reeds simultaneously. And on the bass side, you've got the same situation, 2 or 3 reeds. And the chords, you'll have, upwards of, possibly 2 or 3 pairs of reeds per note, per chord. So you might need, possibly 20, 30 note polyphony. And we need to see whether or not this is going to exceed the capabilities of the Raspberry Pi. So it's going to be a fun project. I might cover some of the finer details of the electronics in later videos.